You can be high vibe at all times. I'm Brian Withers, empowerment coach, trainer, and author. Well, we are high vibration beings, and when we know how life works, we absolutely can interpret everything from a place that's serving us. We understand it vibrationally, and we can be high vibration at all times. Now, I'm going to talk about some things in this video, and perhaps it will trigger you because I'm going to talk about things that people would consider big contrasts, things that happen in life that really could get your attention. Because energy explains everything. Everything is explained by energy. Everything's a manifestation of energy. When you understand that, then it doesn't matter what the condition or the circumstances. You know there's something about energy behind that. Furthermore, sometimes people say, well, I'm pretty good at manifesting things, which really what they mean is I got my energy in alignment with those things. But if you think you've got a manifestation technique or something you do to manifest, then you're not really living a life of alignment, because when you're in alignment, you understand everything. Nothing can knock you off. It doesn't matter what it is. Every part of your life, you can process it in a way that you can remain in a high vibration. So there really is no manifestation. I mean, a manifestation technique is just something that somebody gets you to believe. So it's the belief, but it really gets down to the way you think. It really gets down to thought energy, but it's just a conditional belief. That's all a manifestation technique is. I don't teach that. We didn't come for that. We came for alignment, to live a completely fulfilling life, understanding all of life all the time, and how to go through our days in a high vibration energy mindset. So I really what I'm teaching is what it means to be a natural human being and live a natural human being life, not anything about manifesting. That stuff really, when you learn how life works, it all comes as a byproduct anyway. So all that being said, what is it that allows us to be high vibe all the time, and why is it that so many people are not? Because faulty beliefs are constantly chattering to us and telling us how a situation means something is bad, right? You're bad, or something's ruined, or something got lost, or it's going to be worse, or you're in some kind of trouble, or you can't do something about it, you're powerless, or it's just the way life is, and that's the way it is. A faulty belief will make you think things like that, and of course you're not going to be high vibration when you're having thoughts like that, and you don't know how to reframe those or deconstruct those. If you don't know how to do that, then the faulty belief is going to have its way with you. And in some of the situations I'm going to talk about, you can see that, you're just going to go along with those negative feeling thoughts because you don't know where else to go with them. It's just the faulty belief perspective. But what I'm bringing into the picture here is I'm bringing in the creative process perspective that is going to show you, and it does show you, once you understand it, how any thought that you have that doesn't feel good, a negative feeling thought, is coming from a faulty belief, and that you can show there's no truth to that thought at all. In fact, it's ridiculous, and you can send it running because as soon as you shine truth on faulty beliefs, they run. They're absolutely powerless. They shrink to nothing. Now, they won't do that overnight. You've got to keep shining the light on them, and that's the change in the momentum. Every time it comes up and you want to think about having that reaction, you bring in the new truthful perspective about it, and then it's going to shrink that momentum. So that won't go away overnight, but, again, 30, 90 days, you can make a big dent, and you keep going. You can clean all that stuff up and get your life back in alignment. So the creative process perspective, which is the accurate information of life, it'll show you why something that's happening that looks like it's not the way you want it to be, it's unwanted, let me use that word, that it's serving you, that there's something good about it. And we know that's true from the creative process because it means that in anything unwanted, it means your inner being, or all inner beings in a collective consciousness, is setting up what it is that we want to replace the thing that's going on. And when you understand that, then there are no bad days. There are no bad situations. You're not stuck anywhere. That's all. It's always a choice. right? Because you choose the way you're going to see something. You've changed your perspective on it so that you see how it's helping you out. It's making your life better. And contrast is the natural way that we ask, right? We don't have to do anything to ask for what we want. It's just life experience. When we don't like it, that's the natural asking. Our inner being knows that, hears that, sets up what we want. So when you're processing it from this way, then of course you can feel good all of the time in every situation. You understand that what has happened, right? In the details, it can be pretty nasty, but what has happened is the result of energy. Either personally or collectively, the energy was allowed to stream in a negative way, and that's the way it manifested. But that can be changed anytime, and the manifestation can be changed. So when you look at it from that higher perspective, even though the details are nasty, from the broader perspective, life really has gotten better, and the receiving of that better life can start now, right now. You don't even have to wait. You don't have to wait till tomorrow or next week or next year. You can begin to receive the path. Now, the full-blown manifestation will come in time, which is our inner being sets that up in a way that's comfortable for us, but the beginning of the starting of the receiving of that path is now, right this moment. So let's look at some of the things that people say are the sort of the big contrast of life, right? Like if a relationship crashes, can you be high five about that? Oh, yes, you can. How about your business goes bankrupt? Yeah, you can be high vibe all through the whole thing. What if you have an ailment? Even if the doctors tell you it's a terminal ailment, can you be high vibe? Oh, yes, you can. Your house burns down. Can you be high vibe? Yep. How about wars? You can be high vibe there. Child ailments, investments go. You let's say what people say, lose all their money. Yeah, you can be high vibe through all that. Transition, death, high vibe through all that. Okay, so let me go through these one at a time so we can deconstruct them, and you can see why you can be high vibe at all times, because it definitely needs some explanation, certainly coming from faulty beliefs. When you hear these things, it's like, wait now, Brian, you're kind of pushing it here, aren't you? Well, no, because energy really does explain everything, and everything about this universe and everything about our life and everything on this planet is the result of energy. And who's offering the energy? We are. We are as a person and as a human race. We are offering the energy that is behind all of these things, and we can offer different energy so that those things change. You see how it works? So a relationship crashes, all right? That means there was low vibration between two people. They both were there. For whatever reasons, you'd have to drill in and understand that. They can understand that for themselves, and I help people understand that. But it was a low vibration, got to the point where they wanted something different, and it broke apart. Now let's get clear on relationships. It's a little different than objects. People have dynamic energy. So if two people actually had a solid relationship, and they do have solid things together that connects them, but they just lost a vision and they got focused in a negative way on each other, or one did, then what happens is they will go apart. Law of attraction will take them apart. But if they get themselves in alignment respectively, the new relationship, you see, when you have an experience that you don't like, if you have a relationship crash, there's a new relationship that each of the inner beings have set up for each respective person, something that's totally in alignment with what they want. Now, with people, if those two people that go apart because they got in a low vibration, if they get themselves in alignment, they could well be the two people in that new relationship. And if they had a solid thing going on and they just got sloppy, then a lot of times that is the case. Not always, because if you didn't have something solid going on, the connection wasn't all that solid from the beginning, then there's different people that you can connect with. So that's how you can be high vibe through all that. You haven't lost anything. You see, when the relationship crashes, you haven't lost anything. You've gained a new relationship. You had an experience. You had contrast. A new experience was set up for you by your inner being. Good news. It's all good news. Business goes bankrupt. That doesn't mean that that's the end of anything. That means that contrast means you've asked for something even more. There's a better business already for you to do, or a better something for you to do, because your inner being and this whole universe is behind you for joyous expansion. It's not going to let you be there with nothing to go forward to. It's set because of the experience that you had, you would have had asking for something better, and it's all been set up for you. Now, the only thing that keeps you from receiving it is faulty beliefs that make you think that your life has been ruined or something's gone terribly wrong and it's going to be miserable and your life is ruined and all that kind of thing. And there's no truth to that whatsoever. There's zero truth to that. You can come right back just if you focus and towards what it is that you want, even in a general sense, and you look at the contrast as a celebration of that expansion, and you're feeling good about everything else because you know how it all works from the creative process, then a business going bankrupt is a celebration. It's high vibration. It's all good. It's all good news. Everything is in life is a gain. Everything is an ailment. So you get an ailment. You get a diagnosis. Even a terminal illness. That means that the medical people don't understand energy? Because if you clear up your energy, you see your body's only reflecting the low vibration you get going on. So if you're got some aspect of your life, or 2 or 3 or 4, and you clean those up, well then you're not putting any low vibration energy in your body anymore. It will go to work because it can go to work because you're not interfering with it, and it will fix everything up. It's self-healing. So you can be high vibe through all that because you know, oh, this is just a temporary condition. I sort of let myself go a little bit too far out of alignment before I caught it, but now I'm going to start to work on that stuff. I'll take some temporary relief, whatever that is, to just to help with pain or anything like that, but my body will fix itself up as I get everything in my life in alignment. So you see, there's a high vibration because now everything's going to come back into alignment, and you're going to receive the better expansion that's happened from the whole experience. So your life just got better. People think it's the end of life. It's the beginning of more. See how different it is? So your house burns down, it's a better house waiting for you, a better something waiting for you. There's more waiting for you. Whatever it is that you think you lost, you gain 10 times more, even more than that. Because every time that's something that you don't like, and the worse that you don't like it, the better it is that's coming to you. All right, so that's what contrast causes, expansion. And the deeper the contrast, the better the expansion. Wars are a collective thing. That's all of us together, all of our focus together. Wars are a manifestation of collective consciousness. As much as you want to think it's certain people or certain groups or anything doing the war thing, it's not really. They are the manifestation. It's manifesting through them. But if we want to clean it up, we got to clean ourselves up collectively as a human race, and get into the spirit of peace and what it is that we want. What does a war cause you to want? It causes you to want peace. It causes you to want civility. It causes you to want respect amongst everybody, and more, lots more. And so if we get into that energy, then just like the war manifested through the collective consciousness and those people, the collective consciousness, when it turns positive, now the peace and all those things that we want will manifest through other people, and it will straighten that all out. You see, everything's a gain. For everything that you can think that's gone wrong or is bad or terrible or horrible, something better is ready for us to receive. And right now, right this moment, we can start to receive it. That's the way it works. Now, a lot of these things, they're unnatural contrast because they're coming from faulty beliefs. But regardless, if you focus on the contrast and get stuck in it, then you're going to be part of what causes more and more of it to manifest, and you're not going to be high vibration. But if you will learn and understand how this works, and you look at contrast as a celebration and get out of the details and get to the better experience that's on the way, then our own personal lives and this whole world is going to continue to benefit and turn into better things. Child ailments. There's an interesting one. People ask me about children. Well, when we're children, especially the younger we are, we're sponges. We haven't really learned to think independently in the beginning, and so we're sponging up the energy around us, right? So the people that are around us, the most influential people around us, they really are responsible for the energy of the child. And so if the child's got something going on, it's the adults around them, right? Now that might be a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, but you got to take vibrational responsibility for your children, and it makes you want to know that, okay, well, you better get your energy straightened out. If you want your kids to have good lives and go into adult with good lives in alignment according to this creative process, then it starts right when they're small, and the influence from your energy, and as they get older, the things that they see you say and do and all that kind of thing, That's where that's where all the stuff that comes from the children, it's coming from the adults around them in the beginning. But here's the thing is, by the time they're old enough to think for themselves, they have so many faulty beliefs that they don't even have a shot at getting themselves in alignment. They don't even know what happened to them. Now, it happened to all of us, generation. It's like it's a generational thing going on. And it's time to stop that cycle, people. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that to the kids. It was done to us, and now we don't want to carry it on. We want to do something different. So if we want this world to get better, we got to get our energy. It's about all of us, each of us. So the high vibe there is that the realization that, okay, we got to clean up some energy around the children, right? What is it that we want for the children? We want this and this and this. Well, we got to be that and that and that, okay? So there's the celebration. Investments tanked, so you think you lost all your money. Well, whatever you lost, I can't even say a multiple of more your inner being has given to you. And if you will know that, and you focus there and you celebrate the contrast, then you're going to receive. You see, the truth of abundance is it just keeps being given to you, and it'll keep flowing to if you got your energy high vibration. And you see, so these things where people say, oh, it's just natural to be sad or be down or be this or be that, when that happens, that's ridiculous. It is never sensible to be low vibration. It is never sensible to be in a negative feeling place for any reason at any time. It only makes your life worse. It keeps you in that negative feedback loop. It affects collective consciousness in this planet. There is nothing good about it, except the only thing good about a negative emotion, it tells you slipped out of alignment, and that's your alarm. Just like an alarm in a building. When that fire alarm goes off, you move. You get up out of your chair and you get out of the building, because that's going to be safe for you. Well, I'm here to tell you, a negative emotion is the same thing. When you feel a negative emotion, it's like that fire alarm, and you want to move. And the way you move is you move your thoughts. Because if you stay in them, it's going to be the rodeo ride. And that's what happens. We don't know how to get out of it. We stay in it. And so for any of these things I'm talking about, you can process that in a way that's a high vibration, that it's serving you, that your life is getting better, the planet's getting better, and now it's all about focus. As I said before many times, you don't have a problem. This world doesn't have a problem. We have a focus issue. We get focused on contrast as something bad, and then that's why we're stuck. We keep focusing on it, and we stay in that negative loop. We got to get out of that loop. We got to realize, contrast, my life got better, the planet got better. Let me focus over here. Let me appreciate the contrast. Let me do some things temporarily to cause some relief and ease and whatnot. But the biggest thing is, let me look at that contrast in a way of celebration, of my life got better, of a clarity of what I want, and then the joy of what's on the way and coming. This is the way we live high vibration all of the time. Death, how much grief and sadness go on around death, and there's no end to anything. We're eternal. We're absolutely eternal. We know we come for a certain amount of time for joyous expansion. And the expansion definitely happens. It's a celebration of our life always, because whether we enjoy it, let ourselves receive it or not, that's the joyous part. Regardless, the universe doesn't leave it up to us for the expansion. As I said earlier, as you just go through your day, you're going to have contrast. That expansion is happening automatically. The universe does not leave that up to us as humans. It takes care of that part, and it built it into us. The part that we get to decide is if we're going to receive it joyously. That's the part we get to decide by the energy that we choose going through the day, our thought energy. So you can be high vibe through transition. That's a celebration of another person that came, and now they're back to their pure positive energy self. They'll move on. They'll go on. More expansion, and in fact, in that pure positive energy state, they're actually part of your team to help you, to orchestrate things for you, the contrast that you had and the expansion that you had, to put that into place, and all the guidance for that. If they could come back and physically visit with you, they would kick you in the rear end and say, don't be sad, don't be grieving, get on with your life. You didn't come here to grieve over anything. Nothing's gone, nothing's lost. I'm okay. In fact, I'm even more than okay. I'm pure positive energy. So get on with living your life and what you came for, and express yourself and in the ways that you want to and enjoy life. There's no time for any of that grieving or sadness stuff. It's not a part of anything. It doesn't belong in the creative process. It doesn't belong in human life. It's a faulty belief. As all of these things are, when you get upset with any of these things I talked about, a faulty belief has got its grip on you, and you want to get yourself back into the creative process perspective, and that is the most loving, compassionate, respectful, appreciative perspective that you will ever have. It's love. It is absolutely pure love. And when you are in that energy, that is when you are your most powerful human self, and you are the biggest help to not only yourself but all of humanity. But a faulty belief will make you think that perspective is selfish and callous and cold. And see, it's so crafty, those faulty beliefs. They will do anything to keep you from connecting with the way life really is and the accurate knowledge of life. But you got to get past it. You got to see through it, because a negative emotion is your inner being, that higher self, that non-physical part of you that stayed non-physical where you came physical, and in its non-physical presence, it can see where you're going and what you're thinking. And when you stray out of alignment, when you have a feeling like grief or sadness, it's telling you you're out of alignment. That's not the way it is, the way you're looking at it. It's from a faulty belief. Get your mind over here and look at it this way, okay? So you can be high vibration at all times. Now, I'm going to go into a quick little example. I had a call last week, and I was working with a person, and they were doing really good living what I'm saying here. You can be in a good feeling place all the time. Now, obviously, they had a little contrast that they came to me about, but I just wanted to sort of share with you a couple of things that they had going on. They had lost their driver's license. Driver's license was taken away, so they didn't have it. And I said, "How are you doing with that?" "I'm okay with that," they said. I'm at peace with that. I want my driver's license, but it doesn't bother me that I don't have it right now. So that's alignment. See, that's how a person would get their license back, because they want it back. And if they're not bothered, then their inner being has something mapped out that will get it back for them, right? And so this image here is like this person's in the eye of the storm, right? So all these conditions going on around them, but they're just remaining calm because they know how life works. They know how the creative process works. So they're not worked up at all. But then the person took it to another level. Not only was their license taken away, because they didn't pay the fine, now there was a warrant out for their arrest, right? Now that usually would rattle a lot of people, right? That would bother you a little bit. Not this person. And I asked them point blank, are you sure you're not just pretending to feel good and that maybe you might give a low vibration to the law of attraction? "Oh, no, I genuinely," because I use that word, "I do genuinely feel at ease, not bothered. I'm good is what they said. So you can do it, right? You can do it. And this person knew that in order for this all to work out, and that person's inner being would have it all worked out, the only way to receive it, like they couldn't see details how they could make that all work out and be better, but they knew their inner being knows how to do it. And so they were calm, and they were just in the eye of the storm, and they were doing it. So and they had another situation going on where they were separated from their partner, and there were kids involved, and they wanted something different with the kids. And I said, "Does that bother you? Because we know that can be bothersome for us if something's going on with our kids, and we see things that we don't like. We can be bothered and upset. That's an easy one to get upset about." But this person was not upset. I said, "Are you upset? Is it bothering you?" "No, I want it to be better. It's not the way I want it, and I want it to be better. And I know it's all set up to be better. And there's a way that is all set up by my inner being for that to happen. So I'm not going to get in the way by being bothered and upset. I'm going to let myself receive that path." So we did talk about some other things, but I just wanted to bring that quick example in because it demonstrates how we live it. We're here to live high vibration. We're here to live in alignment. We didn't come here to manifest things. That's just really not what we came for. It's just that we try to do that because we live out of alignment. We don't have this information. We grow up and we think, okay, well, that's going to be a way to get at least some satisfaction or secure myself or have the things that I want. I'm going to learn how to manifest. But really, we want to be able to look at all aspects of our life, deal with everything in a high vibration way. Nothing moves us off of that because, quite frankly, our inner being has never moved off it. And we want to be in, that's what alignment is, being in agreement with your inner being. So you want to see things as your inner being sees them. And the moment you don't, you get a negative emotion. That's your inner being saying, you stop seeing it the way I see it. Come back over here, see it the way I see it. You're going to be back in a high vibration, and then you're going to start to receive all the goodness from the contrast that was in your life. Okay, so wanted to put that video out there just to, make sure everybody knows you can be high vibration at all times. It's not a conditional thing. It's a very unconditional thing because the creative process gives it that. We don't need the world to look a certain way. We don't need people to be a certain way for us to feel good. We have got the power to feel good, be in alignment, be high vibration at all times, under all conditions and circumstances. And when we learn that, then we are the master of our energy. And those things that look bad, they're not the way we want them to be, we will bounce from them into the better thing that it is that we want. And the sooner we learn that, the better, not only for your own life, but for all of humanity. Okay, that is the message for today. Thanks for listening in. If you have any questions, leave them on the post and enjoy your day.